guys, Portalmaster9351 here, and in today's video we're going to be continuing the series of Ask Portalmaster with this March edition of Ask Portalmaster 2k18. This is a few days later than I originally intended, but nevertheless it is still here, and in today's video, just like always, I am not only going to be giving you guys a little bit of an update on this channel, but I am also going to be doing, of course, what you probably expect me to do, which is answer your questions that you guys asked me in the last video. As always, be sure to comment down below what your questions for this month are, and in the next edition of Ask Portalmaster, I will answer those questions. Without further ado, let's get started answering your questions. Our first question today comes from Cappy64, and he asks if a Spyro Remastered Edition ever came out, would that basically confirm that Skylanders is over? Well, of course, this question was asked before we had heard all of the rumors about the Spyro Remaster. Of course, it was already rumored, but it was not like to the point where it was almost definitely going to be a thing, whereas now we pretty much know a Spyro Remaster is almost definitely going to be announced this month. So what I'll say is, I don't think that a Spyro Remaster means that Skylanders is dead, and what we know now pretty much confirms that that's not true. We're still having a Skylanders mobile game coming out this year, and we're more than likely getting a Spyro Remaster, and I don't see a reason why Skylanders could never return to the consoles. And plus, considering that Spyro, is featured in, Skylanders Academy, I don't see why a Spyro Remaster is mutually exclusive with a Skylanders game. They can coexist, and one does not mean the other can't be a thing. You know what I'm saying? BetChaos7 / the Portalmaster asks, is there any way we can get a full version of your intro and outro? Well, if you want to hear the full song, then I would suggest watching Lighting a Skylander on Fire, because that video features the entirety of the song that is used in both my intro and outro. And while I'm talking about it, I will say I am currently working on a new intro and outro, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when I get to the channel update section of this video. ThunderDragon17 asks, it's great that the series is back again. Now here's my question for you. What are your thoughts on Skylanders being storytellers and Imaginators lore-wise, and do you think that they should be in Skylanders 7? If you want them to be back, then what Skylanders would you want to see as storytellers? So I personally actually liked what they did with the storytellers in Imaginators. I thought it was a really cool way to bring back some of the older characters, especially the ones that were featured in Academy, and help refamiliarize people with them. I thought it was a great use of them, and I really enjoyed it. Lore-wise, I'm not really sure what you mean. I guess in regards to the whole figures were banished to Earth versions of Skylanders. I assume that's what you're referring to, and honestly, I stopped caring about that after Swap Force because they stopped actually making any sense after Swap Force. So, I, lore-wise, don't really care, and honestly, in terms of gameplay and the story within the game, I thought it worked really well. As for the Skylanders that I think would work well as storytellers in future games, I honestly don't know, but I would really like to see some characters that we do not see featured that much, not just like Pop Fizz and Trigger Happy and stuff like that. I want characters that we don't necessarily see a lot of, because I think it would be a great way to explore a lot more of their personalities, like Countdown. He loses his memory every time he blows up. I think that would be a unique concept to explore if Countdown was a storyteller. Up Pop Gamer Fizz 45 asks, what Skylanders would you like to see as guest stars in future games, or what other characters would you like to see as guest stars in future games, is what he actually asked. I just can't talk. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Give me Pokemon. Pokemon in Skylanders would be absolutely amazing. Go watch Friday Night Gamer's Pokematginators series if you're not familiar with that. That just got me thinking so much of, how I would love Pokemon in Skylanders. I mean, I thought it before, and that just reinforced it. I want Pokemon in Skylanders. That would be so amazing. Drobo Productions asks, what is your favorite Skylander of all time? I've always said it, and I've got to go with Whamshell. The story behind how I even got my Whamshell is to this day why he is my favorite Skylander, And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically, I was like, Kmart doesn't sell Skylanders, and my dad was like, well, you should just go in anyways and check. So I went in, and there were 3 Whamshells right there. And it's kind of a simple little story, but I don't know, I like it. And it was the last Skylander that I got from SSA, and honestly, just this, the whole hunting for the mythical Whamshell thing is, I honestly think, why he is my favorite character. And honestly, he's probably the one I played with the most out of all of the SSA characters. I really just love Whamshell. DeWatt's Reign Supreme asks, which Skylanders game is your least favorite? I have got to go with Skylanders Giants. There's just no other way of looking at it. Skylanders Giants, figure-wise, was really cool. It has some of the best figures in all the games, I think. The Giants and the Light Cores and all that, pretty awesome. But in terms of what it actually brought to the franchise, it didn't bring a whole lot. Like I said, its figures looked cool, but in all honesty, most of the figures in Giants were just old versions, or sorry, new versions of old characters that were just Series 2'd out. It was a terrible set of figures. There were too many Series 2's, not enough new characters, and honestly, the game itself was essentially just an expansion pack for Spyro's Adventure, and I think it could have been done much, much better, you know. And I think they did it correctly with Swap Force, you know, actually building on the game. But in terms of Giants, it just did not bring enough new content to the table, and it didn't have a lot of post-game content. So I've got to go with Skylanders Giants as my least favorite Skylanders game of all time. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of the mid-month update. We didn't have a whole lot of questions this month, and that's okay. I totally understand. Be sure to ask them down below. I don't just read comments, I only read out questions, and if they're repeat questions, I don't tend to read them out. So don't just ask me again and again what my favorite game is, because it's not really something that I'm going to be able to talk about in every single one of these videos, because it kind of gets a little repetitive. So odds are, if it's like a simple question like that, it's been asked before, so just try to come up with more original questions. Like, I really appreciate this, and I really love doing this. I just want to let you guys know that. But anyways, let's actually jump into what I wanted to talk about for this month's mid-month update. So first up, I did want to say that I'm basically over the hump at my school. Every major project, my senior project, you know, all this other stuff is done with. Most of my major assignments in my school are done, and I basically just got to survive the next few months in school. So in terms of the actual amount of free time that I've got a lot. I've been spending a lot of it playing Skyrim because I just need to unwind and stuff like that. But I am working hard now on actually getting content out for you guys to enjoy. So stay tuned for that, because I am really excited about some of the stuff that I've got this month. Last month was my most successful month ever. I gained over 200 subscribers, and it's absolutely amazing. January was my most successful month, more successful than any month in all of 2017. February was more than twice as successful as January, and the most successful month of all time. And March is on track to be as good, if not better, than January was. Not as good as February, but honestly, I'm not complaining, because if I just can match January for the rest of the year, we're going to be at 3,000 before the end of the year, and that excites me a lot. I think I finally figured out how I want to run this channel, and I'm so excited as the months come up to help expand and evolve this channel in all kinds of amazing ways. You may have heard, or you may remember, that at one point I was talking about doing a name change. I do not think I'm going to do that at this point. I just don't think there's a reason to, and quite honestly, y'all, I don't really have a good name to change Portalmaster 93512 to, and I kind of like the recognizability that the name wields within the Skylanders community. You know, if you drop my name, people pretty much know who you're talking about, and I don't want to screw that up, and I really appreciate the recognizability of the name, and I kind of want to keep with that for the time being. And honestly, the success that I've had going into the Skylanders and the Spyro and Crash community shows me that I really don't need to change my name to be successful in other communities. I just need to get content that people want to see. Nevertheless, I am still going to be redoing my intro soon. I'm already working on something, and I think I have a good idea of what it's going to be. I'm going to finish that up, try to polish it up, and we'll see how people like it, and if people like it, then that's what we're going to go with. I think that right now, the intro that I have is too aggressive, and it looks too much like, don't get me wrong, it's a beautifully designed intro, and it's amazing, and it's far better than anything I could do, but I just think the music, the level, I just think it needs to be toned down a little bit. Those styles of intros used to be really popular on YouTube with the high energy music and stuff like that, but nowadays I just don't think it's what people want to see on YouTube, and pretty much everything I've read says stay away from intros like that, even though they may look absolutely amazing. So I am working on a new intro. It served me well, but I think it's time to switch things up a little bit. I don't really have anything else in specific that I want to announce. for the time being, but I do, like I said, have a lot of really fun, really awesome discussion videos coming up, and I'm hoping to cover the Spyro news that is supposedly coming this month in pretty good detail when we actually get news on that. I know it probably feels like for a lot of you that I'm focusing way too much on Spyro, Crash, and Nintendo, but right now there's just not a whole lot to cover for Skylanders, but I am still trying to get out discussion videos about Skylanders whenever I can, so just bear with me through this time. As soon as mobile game news comes out, like for real y'all, all I'm going to talk about is the mobile game on this channel. Like, just bear with me. The mobile game news is coming soon, and when it gets here, you're going to know about it, because that's all this channel is going to be about for a while. So yeah, I guess that's it for the mid-month update. Let's get back to answering your questions. Frynut Gamer asks, what kind of music do you listen to? I pretty much listen to all types of music, like for real. I like just about every kind of music there is, except maybe like country music. I don't really like country music, even though I'm from North Carolina, where literally everybody likes country music, and if you don't like country music, then you like hip-hop, which I don't have anything against hip-hop. It's not my favorite, but I don't dislike it to the same degree of which I dislike country. When I am working, I listen to like electronic music, mainly music that comes off of Monster Cat. Like, that helps me focus. Like, when I'm editing, when I'm doing homework, when I'm driving, that's the kind of music that I tend to listen to. But honestly, I enjoy just about every genre of music in existence, and I really have an appreciation for a lot of different artists out there. Davis Harper asks, in your opinion, what is the meaning of the universe? It's Probably to enjoy life and eat bacon, honestly. That's probably the meaning of the universe. Skyrin asks, what is your favorite character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Wearing the right shirt today. That is such a difficult question. There are so many different heroes that I love for a lot of different reasons. Like, in terms of who actually probably has some of the coolest powers, in my opinion, is honestly Doctor Strange. Like, just the versatility of what the character can do is really, really awesome. Thor is probably the one that has like the biggest wow factor, and as far as like the main Avengers, he is definitely my favorite. Strange has got the coolest powers. Star-Lord has got the best personality. I honestly don't know. I guess I'll go with Doctor Strange just because he's such a cool character in my opinion. Skylander Fanatic 88 asks, which Skylander do you think would make a very good Dark variant? Dark Gearshift would be an absolutely amazing character. I would love to see like a Dark version of her metal with like a gear that's like blue. Like, that would look so awesome. A Dark Gearshift. I had to look around my room. I was like, what Skylander would look cool in that color scheme? And just it hit me. Gearshift. Gearshift would look amazing as a Dark Skylander. So yeah, Gearshift for Dark Skylander. Next Dark Starter Pack, we need to repost Gearshift just so that we can do that. Ricky Arculeta III asks, what is your favorite Eons Elite? I'd say the Eons Elites from Skylanders Imaginators, since they didn't exist because they're kind of stupid. In all reality though, probably, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. But I've got to go with Eons Elite Sunburn, because Eons Elite Sunburn is amazing. Even though he doesn't exist, if he existed, it would be amazing. And I really don't like Eons Elites because they didn't give a Sunburn repose. Can you tell? Can you tell? Probably voodooed for real though. I mean, for just being honest. Pagoso Pig asks, to Skylanders Open World or not to Skylanders Open World? Alright, Hamlet, I would say honestly probably go with Skylanders Open World because it would be awesome, and go watch Frynut Gamer's video on that. I feel like I'm plugging that dude a lot in this video, but yeah, he's got a pretty good video on that, and honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that he already made a video on it, I'd make a video on it. It's a pretty sweet video. Go check it out. I'll leave an end card to it. Nolan the Epic Portalmaster asks, what is your favorite Netflix show? I'm gonna level with you guys. I honestly don't watch a ton of Netflix, pretty much just Skylanders Academy, the Marvel TV shows, a few other things, but I do really enjoy Stranger Things. I thought it was something that was like way overhyped to start with, and I still think that it probably is a little overhyped, but in reality, Stranger Things is a great Netflix show, and it's probably the one that's my favorite right now. So yeah, there's that. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching this month's episode of Ask Portalmaster. Portalmaster. I always enjoy doing these, and I love getting time to talk with you guys and answer your questions. Like I said, leave this month's questions down in the comments. Try not to give repeats, because I don't really like answering repeats that often, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. This has been Portalmaster9351. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and especially shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon, especially Liam Corner and the Collector Creepypasta. That's all for now. See you guys next time.